Now, from a general perspective, I'm not going to quote you on the actual amount, but isn't the death tax now an upwards of a third?
Usually you lose a huge chunk because not only the federal level, the state level as well. Everybody's going to get their piece.
I actually met a guy who his father had passed away, and he had about $1 million of farmland. That's why I give the example. He had about $1 million of farmland. I met him in Nebraska at a speaking event I did for the Cattlemen's Association. And I'm out there. He had a property that his father had left him for $1 million, and he didn't have a trust set up. And just not having that paperwork and not having it done, he said that he owed over $300,000 in taxes. Now, there's not a huge demand for people wanting to pay cash for farmland in Nebraska right now.
Right.
So he didn't have $300,000. So he had to go get loans to take out to pay the taxes.
Right.
And then just to pay the taxes, he now had to start farming on land that the family hadn't used in years, just to pay the taxes, or just to pay the
principal and interest.
Yeah, pay the principal and interest on the tax bill. This is the kind of insanity that can happen if we don't take the time to do this. So very important, super duper important that if you're watching this, if you have if you're just going, I don't know if I need to make a will, I would call an attorney. If you say, I don't know if I need to make a trust, I would call an attorney. You
do need to make a will. If that's what you're asking yourself, let me answer that for you. Yes, you need a will. Go talk to someone about what you're going to do with all of your stuff, your family, after maybe you're not here anymore.
What's the biggest misconception that people have when it comes to wills and trusts?
I think the biggest misconception is I'm too young or I'm too healthy to need it right now.
Organic, baby, come on.
Right. But the truth is you never know. And the other misconception is I don't have enough. I don't have enough property. My net worth is negative, but that doesn't mean that you don't need still a will to address what's going to happen with all the stuff you do have, your kids, your family, the shares in your business.
Yeah.
So even if you're not rolling in the dough yet, you still need to talk to someone about planning for your estate.
Yeah, I cannot stress, this is just something I'm deeply passionate about making sure people do that.
Yes.
And as far as finding an attorney, can all attorneys, like if you have a buddy, say you got a bro, say you go, I know a guy. I went to college with a dude. Can any attorney help you make a will and trust in any state?
Usually with estate planning, you want to get someone in your state.
Okay.
Because they can vary from state to state, the rules.
Yeah.
And I would suggest going to someone who practices in estate planning so they can go not just a will but trust and help you plan some other aspects.
Let's say that I used to live in Delaware. Okay. I lived there for the tourism, for the energy, for the community, for the sports teams, for a lot of reasons I lived in Delaware. I lived there for a long time because it was just awesome. Then I decided to move to Oklahoma for the tourism, for the sightseeing, for the celebrities, for the whole deal.
Awesome.
So when I moved, do I need to get another will made? Do I need to make another will to adjust to my new state, or another trust to adjust to my new state?
You need to have an attorney review those to make sure, because when you move, you're probably going to change your property as well. So you're probably going to need to update those documents because you're going to have different property that you bought in Oklahoma versus Delaware.
And the final question, how often should I review these documents?
I would say every couple of years.
Really?
As you take stuff away, you sell stuff, you buy stuff, you have more kids, your business grows with more investors.
Yeah.
I think that's something you need to constantly kind of keep on your radar to update.
Hey, Wes, I appreciate you coming on here and talking about wills and trusts. And, I really appreciate you kind of non-answering, the question about who you're related to. I thought that was kind of political of you. And I just look forward to suing you.
Can't wait.